You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that then. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the court. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, everybody? Michael Buckeister here with the Man Hour. Head over to manhour.com. Check out the merchandise store and the new and improved blog section as well. You can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you watch us here on the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button and like button. Like how I killed that mosquito flying in my face. But first, let's welcome Brandon Combs to the show. Brandon, what's going on, brother?
What is going on, Fourth Man? What are you guys doing out there? I see some comments already trickling in. Before the show even started, we got comments coming in. I love it. Love every minute of it.
Speaking of the comments, Mike is monitoring the comments tonight. Mike, what's going on today, man?
What is going on? So yeah, the chat tonight, guys, is brought to you by M&M Marketing 512 for all of your marketing needs. Make sure you hit them up.
And they are doing a great job over on our Facebook page. So if you guys are watching us from Facebook, share this live feed with a couple friends. Let's get like 10, 15 shares tonight, guys. That'd be highly appreciated. We got some What Does coming after the first break, and at the bottom of the hour, we got some UFC fight as well. But Brandon, I know you live up there in the Windy City, in the murder capital of the world.
Isn't that Gary, Indiana?
Is it? I thought,
so.
Doesn't Chicago average like 15 murders a day or something like that? Probably. But nonetheless, I have a question for you. I mean, you guys are ex-military. How do you refrain from not murdering anybody that you just simply hate? Like, how do you do it? How do you do it?
We enjoy our freedom. So that's what keeps us from doing it. Otherwise, I'd probably be, if murder was not illegal, I wouldn't have refrained from it yet.
Not to say there's been a couple people in my day that I just wanted to snatch the hell up.
So
might be one right now.
Yeah, there's definitely one I want to snatch up right now. Yeah.
So me and Cindy got on this conversation earlier today after our little spat the last night. I mean, it wasn't a fight because I definitely won that thing. I just look at these guns, baby, and she's like, "Okay, I'm sorry, honey," but nonetheless,
no, she didn't.
You're 100% correct. I have a hurt back because of it. But nonetheless, if you guys could get away with one thing for a day, what would it be, Brandon? Well, what would you do anything if you get away with it for a day?
That's easy.
My God. Yeah, I mean,
Easy.
Yeah, it would definitely be murder.
Would it?
Yeah. For me, yeah, man. Look, I've got, it'd be murder. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna incriminate myself.
Mike said it was easy, so Mike,
it's easy.
What would you do?
I'd rob banks all day long.
You would rob banks all day, so it'd be all about the Benjamins. All about the Benjamins.
Rob banks. If I could get away, if somebody said, you know what, you have a get out of jail free card today, you can do anything you want. Cool. I'm going to rob 14 banks.
I said I wouldn't incriminate myself, but if I followed through on my murder, I'd have a lot more money. So,
right. I kind of like your murder idea, I guess. Like maybe the adrenaline rush of killing somebody.
This is getting real dark real quick.
Right. But
welcome to Man Hour.
I would hack into the student loan system and just erase everybody's student debt. And I'd be like,
look at you humanitarian.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Dude.
World peace and all.
We just paid off. So me and Cindy are in the process of buying like a new house, so we're taking care of some like old debt, right? And she had like, I don't know, $5,000 left on her student loan, so we paid it off, right? They sent me a bill for paying off the student loans. What? I'm like, what? They charged me a 10% payoff fee. So because I paid it off, they charged us 10% for paying it off.
It's insane, man. I think about stuff like that, and then I also think about like the way that they work your credit scores. Because I had one where, so when I got out of the Marine Corps, I paid off all my debt, paid it all down to zero, and then I didn't put anything back on my credit because I was young and I didn't know any better. I didn't put anything back on it until I was ready to go and do something like buy a car or buy a house. And then I go to buy a car, and they say, well, you have no credit. I said, well, how can that be? I paid everything off. They said, well, yeah, that's the problem. You paid
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Yeah. So I paid all my bills. It doesn't make sense to me.
So you are hurting yourself by taking care of business and doing what you do, right? But then the person that owes like $10,000 in medical bills, living off the government and like all this stuff.
That's what's wrong with that's what's wrong with the government, and that's what's wrong with the way that they operate everything. Is they want you to have financial debt. They want you to have because they reward you for having financial debt.
They do. You know what my dad told me at a young age? My dad told me always be in debt, because if you're not in debt, then you're nothing to nobody.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what else is true? Mike has a lot of thoughts in his mind. So let's go ahead and get into some Mike's thoughts. And now, Mike's thoughts.
I'm just going to sit here and be like that meme drinking right now. You know the one with Kermit the Frog?
That's none of my business.
All right, man. What's on Mike's mind tonight? Look, we have a Trash Group Talk page, and it is named a Trash Talk group for a reason. But lately, seems some of you guys in our Trash Talk group, we won't name no names because we don't want somebody to go live and cry because they have sand in their vagina. It is a Trash Talk group for a reason. If you cannot be in there and if you can't dish it out, if you can't take it, then do not dish it out, because you will get it back from us. Combs, myself, and Buck have been sitting here idly by, keeping our mouth shut, trying to be cool, but I'm letting you guys know there's only so far that you can push us. I understand that haters are gonna hate, and that's cool, but there's only so much that we can take. I promise you, I don't know about Combs and Buck, but myself, I promise you, you keep pushing me, and I will make you feel stupid. I will make you feel like you are about this small. And this goes out to everybody in the Trash Talk group. Try me. Try me. That's what's on Mike's mind. If you can't take it, don't dish it out. You filthy animals.
Well, Mike, this person, I'm not for sure how to take them, right? Because, I mean, just people in general, like, they like to give their thoughts. They like to give their opinions. I mean, like, that's why we have our show, right?
That's why we have this show.
But see, like, I am the type of person that is going to challenge you, right? Like, no matter what you say, like, you could be right. I'll be like, you know what? Like, why? Like, why, right? It's just, like, that's just the type of person that I am. But then there's other people that, like, when you say why, like, you know, challenge your thoughts, they shut down and they personally attack people, or they try to challenge them and challenges and stuff like that. And so this guy, Joe, right? He challenged me to, I'm just going to call him out. He challenged me to a basketball game. right? He said he played college basketball. You got. He said he's 6'3", 240, right? And me being an athlete and a competitive person, I took the challenge. Like, you know what? I'll play you in basketball.
Can we just go back a few sentences?
Sure.
Did you say he was a college basketball player?
From his live video, Joe said that he was a very, very good basketball player. So, in my mind, a good basketball player, if not great basketball player, goes to the next level, and the next level to me is college.
He also said that he walked on as a player in high school as a quarterback and could put the ball in any spot that he wanted. And then when nobody could catch it, he went and played wide receiver, and he was the best wide receiver.
When you talk like this,
oh, come on, don't go there now. Don't go there now. But because I talk like that sometimes too, and I got a major stutter. But I mean, you can troll me all you want. But the fact is that I took his challenge in basketball, and like a guy said, you know what, you will probably beat me in basketball because I haven't played basketball since 7th grade. I have not shot a basketball since 7th grade. So I'm 33 now. So guys, what's that, like 20 years ago, give or take, right? So, granted, he is probably going to beat me heads up, right? So then I challenge him to a football game. I'm like, hey, you said you could put a ball wherever you want it, so let's do a football challenge, right? We can throw the ball, we can run routes, we can defend, we can even put on the pads and do some popping, right? Totally,
you know what? Let's
avoided that.
Let's go. Let's stop.
Hey, guys, listen.
Hold on.
We have a hater.
Let's stop the madness. Joe, if you're watching tonight, DM all three of us. Put us all three in a group message. Let's pick a time. Let's pick a place, and let's all go play football. We can run routes. You can defend me. I'll defend you. We can do whatever.
He doesn't want to play football. He wants to play basketball, which is fine. Okay. I told him that like I would meet him and play basketball. But then, you know how people do, they're like, oh, let's put 100 on it. Like, dude, I haven't touched a basketball since 7th grade, but you want me to put 100 on it? Sure, why not?
Look, I got a G.
Well, so listen, we have a hater. I'm not going to say much about it because the last time that I said much about it, he needed to use his timeout card and sit in the corner and needed a safe space. So, but we also have fans, and some of those fans, like Professor Leonard here, says, I'm fat and walk with a limp, but I'll play on behalf of y'all. Buck, you and I both have a stutter. That just means we can spit better lines. Look, man.
I actually should have been a mumble rapper. I would have been perfect at it.
Oh, yeah, you would have been perfect.
Yeah. I mean, and you could have just said one word and you would have been a freaking star.
Right?
Look, man,
that's just what it is, man.
Look, Joe, he made a comment about me earlier today. He said I'm self-absorbed, a narcissist.
All facts.
I am not. I am far from. I am. Yeah. I am far from a narcissist. I don't
even know what a narcissist is, to be honest with you.
I don't need anybody else's approval. I don't need to make somebody else feel like shit so I can feel better. You know what? But you know what? Yeah, I do. I love me some me. I love myself. I do. And you should love yourself too.
Know.
Anybody out there, you should love yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, then nobody else can love you. And that's facts.
That's very true.
I do like, though, you did come. He came at you sideways, and you didn't go back at him sideways. You said, "Look, I'm a helper. If you need help with a workout routine, you need help knowing what to eat, you need help on the diet. I can help you out with all that. So hey, man, good on you."
And I know for anybody in Man Hour Nation, I'm not some personal trainer or anything like that. I do know what to eat. I do eat healthy. I do work out all the time. Anybody, if you have any workout questions, I'll tell you what I do. I mean, you can take it or leave it, but I'm here to help anybody in Man Hour Nation. You want to better yourself? It don't matter if it's working out. It don't matter what it is. I'm a business owner myself. I'm a business owner also. Anybody in Man Hour Nation, y'all got any kind of questions to better yourself? Man, I can provide you books. I can resources, whatever you need. Y'all just
It's like Jim Carrey once said. Somebody once asked Jim Carrey, how do you sleep at night if you know someone hates you? He said naked, so they can kiss my ass.
And on that note, we'll take a quick break, guys. After the break, we got the What Does. One of my best segments that I enjoyed the most. The What Does coming on after the break. We'll be right back, guys.
No, you know what? Chinese buffet.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckheist with Mike LeBlanc and
Golden
Brandon
Corral,
Combs.
by the way. Golden Corral has the best pot roast in the world. All day long, Golden Corral. And not only do they have that pot roast that's the best, but man, you could take some marshmallows, some strawberries, and they got this like chocolate fountain, man. And I like to pretend like I'm putting, the strawberry in there and accidentally stick my hand too far. So that way it's all over my hand. Yeah.
And first of all, the freaking Chinese buffet, the worst choice you can ever make. Like, you walk in, you're like, oh, I'm going to eat so much food. It's so good. By the time you sit in your car, buckle your seatbelt, put the car in drive, you're like, where is the toilet? That's exactly what the Chinese buffet does to you every time. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about.
All buffets might do that during COVID, though. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, after you put the hand in the freaking chocolate.
Dude, I just can't get with Chinese food. I like Chinese food, but I never eat it because, like, I eat it and then, like, 30, 45 minutes later, I'm hungry again.
Yeah, it's all of that.
Tim Leonard got a little weird on us real quick. We're gonna. I love that guy, man.
Man, this went sideways real quick. But tonight's segment of What The is brought to you by Thrive Fantasy, guys. You can use promo code MANHOUR at thrivefantasy.com or download it on the iOS or Android devices, and they will match up to $50 on your first deposit. That's thrivefantasy.com, promo code MANHOUR. Once again, thrivefantasy.com, promo code MANHOUR.
Still can't believe we have that picture up. All right. So my first What The of the night goes out to Mr. Tyreek Hill. I know you might have been joking around, but you came out in an interview this week and you said that you thought Patrick Mahomes, your first impression of him at training camp was he was trash. I get it. It's a joke, but you just can't call out your quarterback like that and say, hey, I thought he was trashed for the first time we saw him. Tyreek Hill. What the man?
And my first What The of the night is also a Tyreek Hill What The. I was in a trash talk group earlier, and a person proposed a question: is if you took the speed away from Tyreek Hill and Julio Jones, and they both ran 4.9s, who would be the better receiver? Obviously, the answer is Julio Jones because he's bigger and he can jump higher and go get the jump balls. The problem that I have here is, to that person, what makes a receiver is their ability to get open. And when you take away somebody's speed, like that is just like saying, hey, if Shaq and Kobe were both 5'9", who would be the better basketball player? And the answer would be Kobe Bryant 100% because he had better ball handling skills, right? Shaq's
he had
big
everything.
Like Shaq's dominance in the NBA was the fact that he could just power you on the inside. Tyreek Hill dominance in the NFL is his speed and his ability to get open and run 23 miles an hour. So Cody Cotner in that trash talk group, you get the What The of the night, man. Come on, what the?
Ooh.
All right, guys. So my first What The of the night is baseball. I I love me some baseball, but I looked at it today, and I've still got to wait 75 more days to see some live baseball. And even then, it's only spring training. What the?
All right. My second what the of the night. I've watched this man probably for about 6 years now. And this goes out to Stephen A. Smith. Not only are you the biggest cowboy hater in the world and you get on my nerves every time I hear your voice talk just like this, you came out and said you were disgusted by the way the Steelers beat the Ravens. Look, man, it doesn't matter how they won. Great teams find a way to win, and that's what they did against the Ravens. Yes, they had a backup quarterback. It doesn't matter. Great teams find a way to win. They're still undefeated. Stephen A. Smith, how dare you? You get the what the of the night, sir.
And my next what the of the night is goes out to the NCAA boys basketball. I was watching some basketball last night. I'm obviously a Kentucky fan to support my wife, right? So these players are socially distanced on the bench, right? They had their chairs 6 feet apart. They have to wear a mask. But then you have the players on the court bumping up against each other, sweating on each other, not wearing masks. You have the referees not wearing masks, but then you have the coaches have to wear these face shields and masks, and then you have the announcer with the plexiglass boxes. I mean, at what point does this whole facade just blow up and this whole, let me put a mask on to make it look good? Like, guys, come on. The whole COVID-19 thing, I'm over it. What the for COVID-19?
And for my next what the, I am sticking with baseball. I see you on the chat, Buck. I see you on the chat, but I'm sticking with baseball. ESPN came out with their way too early power rankings for the 2021 season. And they have the Mets in the top 10. Now, look, I agree that the Mets are one of those sleeper teams, and they have the money to go out and do a lot of things with the free agents that are out there. I even said earlier in the week that they're going to get 3 of the top 5 free agents, and then they're going to get more than that. So I think that they can be good, but as of right now, the way that they sit, to have them ranked at number 9 in your way too early power rankings, what the?
My last what the of the night, we'll talk about him a little later in the show also, but my last what the goes out to Logan Paul. Bro.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul. Bro, you knocked out an NBA player. Now you think you're going to go challenge Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, and everybody else under the sun? Son, you do not want to step into the ring with these guys. What the?
And my final what the is it is going out to ESPN Plus. If you guys do not have ESPN Plus, you should. It's freaking awesome, honestly. So me and my wife love the show called Peyton's Places. It's Peyton Manning's show. He travels in it and interviews players and like has all that good stuff. Well, episode 1 dropped last Friday. Me and Cindy watched it last night or 2 nights ago, and he had Marshawn Lynch on there. Marshawn Lynch said he took 2 shots before the game. Peyton Manning looked at him all funny and kind of weird, and like he's like, 2 shots of what? And if you guys know Marshawn, he's actually a really funny individual, and he kind of like, he's like, what you mean? 2 shots of Hennessy. Peyton Manning, if you don't know that black man, Marshawn Lynch, is drinking Hennessy before the games, bro, you get the what the.
And my last what the of the night goes out to Adam Gase. Adam Gase came out in an interview on ESPN and says that he failed to develop Sam Darnold.
Oh, shit.
Well, you failed to develop the entire Jets organization, son. You did not just fail to develop your quarterback. You failed to develop an offensive line. You failed to develop wide receivers. You failed to develop a running back. You failed to develop a defense. You failed to develop a coaching staff. And you failed to develop yourself. So to sit there and say, yeah, I failed to develop Sam Darnold, well, thank you, Captain Obvious. What the?
Hey guys,
we have a surprise guest. What the?
Yeah, I saw that. Go ahead and pop it on the screen. So Professor Leonard says, Professor Leonard, what the? How are you going to write an essay for your professor and then include, I bet you're not even reading this essay? Well, I'm reading your essay. LOL. What the? I mean, that's
ballsy.
That's very ballsy.
Be like, so like on the flip side of that, I would have a professor in college, like we'd have to write those 12-page essays, right? And I would write about a page and a half and then repeat what I said on the other page, right? And so like it was like a half page and just, copy and paste it, and I'll get A's every time. And I don't know if it was because I was a football player or because simply he didn't read past the first page. I don't really know.
Well, if he saw you play football, then it wasn't that.
Well, you guys are going to see me play basketball, so you're going to see how great my athletic ability is here in a little bit. It's not very good. Like let's be honest. So, guys, we are going to take another quick little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk some UFC. It is fight night this weekend. So, guys, let's get some UFC stuff happening, and let's have some fun.
That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning.
All right, guys. So our last segment here, UFC Talk, is brought to you by BigDogPoker.bet. Head to BigDogPoker.bet and use agent code TSS_Combs and deposit your first $50 today and receive up to 20% of every rake back for every hand you play at cash tables. That's BigDogPoker.bet, agent code TSS_Combs. All right, guys. So we've got a nice little free ESPN2 fight night coming up this weekend. And I love these, man, because I don't have to pay for it. And I get to just sit down and watch some UFC on a Saturday night with the father-in-law and have a blast doing it. So we've got middleweight Jack Hermansson going up against Marvin Vettori. Now, Vettori is a non-ranked opponent, and Hermansson was trying to get himself a title fight, and he's been doing well as of late. He's 5-1 in his last 6 fights, and he was supposed to fight Darren Till, but then Darren Till had to drop out. Then Kevin Holland stepped up, and Kevin Holland caught COVID. So now Vettori steps up. So I want to know what you guys think about what Hermansson's chances in this, and does having 3 opponents for 1 fight hurt his chances? Mike LeBlanc?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does, because you start getting used to when you're start training to fight someone, you start training for their fighting style, right? So boom, you got the first one that you're training for, then Herman, then you got to fight Herman. So now you start switching everything up to fight him, and then now your third opponent with Vettori, who he's non-ranked. But the guy's a brawler. I think I think it's going to be hard for Hermansson. I really do.
So you said it is hard to train. So like basically what you're saying, it is hard to prepare for a fight when you don't know who you're fighting because it keeps changing, right? Well, on the flip side of that, the guy that he is fighting now, Vettori, didn't know he was fighting 2 days ago, right? Now he knows he is 5-0 fighting. So they're both in the same boat here, 100%. But he definitely has the advantage in this because he has been training for a fight. He knew he was going to fight Saturday night, but Vettori didn't know he was going to fight. We saw it two weeks ago. The guy that has that porn stash, right?
I don't know. Guys that step in historically, guys that step in for fights,
they've got an advantage.
They have the advantage, and historically they usually win. Because
why do they have the advantage though? I mean, like, you aren't in fight shape whatsoever.
So like,
because you had a game plan.
Yeah,
and you trained for that game plan.
Okay.
And now you got to switch up your style.
It's like Kansas City, right? You start game planning to play the Ravens. And then all of a sudden, now you've got a game plan to play the Jets, right? Who are a totally different team. And then now all of a sudden, you've got to switch it up and you've got to play the Steelers, which is a totally different team. The Steelers have the advantage. They haven't been game planning. They've just been game planning because they know they got to play a game. That's it.
Here's why it's not that big of a deal for Hermansson, because Hermansson is probably one of the most well-rounded fighters in the middleweight division. Hermansson, in his last 5 fights, has submitted 3 opponents and knocked out one of them, and then went to a decision in the other one. Now, Hermansson can beat you up standing up on the ground. He could beat you when he's on the ground. He could submit you. He can knock you out. He is one of the best middleweights coming up, and he is going to make a name for himself in this one, because I don't think it mattered who he fought, whether it was Vettori, whether it was Till, or the other guy. I can't even remember the third name now, but it didn't matter who he was going to fight, because he is that guy. And Hermansson's going to get a title fight soon, man, and he is a dangerous man in the middleweight division for sure.
So you brought the question earlier, like you asked, does this hurt his title shot? And I think the answer is yes. I mean, he is kind of in a lose-lose situation because of everything that you guys said. You know, he is expected to win. So if he doesn't destroy him, that kind of hurts his standings like a tad bit. And then if he loses, that definitely hurts his title shot 100%. I mean, he's in a lose-lose situation.
I think it looks different because even though the guy is... Go ahead.
Let's go back. Vettori fought Israel Adesanya. Adesanya is very dangerous man. And he took Adesanya to a split decision.
Yep.
So, Vettori is no slouch. I get that Hermansson is a well-rounded fighter, but if you can go toe-to-toe with Adesanya and bring it down to a split decision, and Adesanya doesn't KO you or submit you in the first or second round, that says something about you.
Vettori is every fighter in UFC is a dangerous opponent, because every fighter in UFC is capable of beating another guy for sure.
But there are better
Hermansson is so well rounded. I didn't think that no matter who he fought, I didn't think it was going to be a problem. And the reason why I don't think that you're correct, Buck, is that he's going into this fight and he had to go through 3 different opponents, three different training regimens. And if you still pull this off, that holds a lot of weight, even though your opponent is unranked. And so I think that he wins this fight, and he wins this fight convincingly, and it doesn't hurt his title chances at all. This is where I can't comment nothing about UFC except Jake Paul gonna die. Look, let's transition. That's a great transition, please, because we want to get into Jake Paul. So Jake Paul knocks out, I can't. The 5-foot basketball player. I don't even know his name. Nate Robertson.
And he called out Conor McGregor.
And then he comes out like, I don't know if you were riding some like crazy high, or if you just you knocked out Nate Robinson and you just thought you're the baddest man on the planet. But you called out Conor McGregor. First of all, I don't think Conor McGregor gives this guy the time of day. He is not going to make this guy famous.
No, he's not going to make him famous. I do think if the money is there, I think
that money's not there,
McGregor would
though.
take the fight.
He's not getting the Floyd Mayweather payday. He's not getting the Pacquiao payday.
I mean, he called out Floyd Mayweather too.
Yeah. So look, this Jake Paul guy is just a internet mouthpiece, like the guy that's on our trash talk page, and he's just calling people out that he can't contend with, and so. He's not. Look, Jake Paul, Conor McGregor. Don't even give this guy the time of day because it's not worth your time, man.
I mean, like, are you that retarded? Like, if I knock somebody out, I'm not going. I want no part. I've been specially trained in the military and everything like that. And Holmes, I'm sure you have too. You know what? I want no part of Conor McGregor. None.
I want no part of no UFC guy.
There's some UFC guys I tangle with.
Look, there are some UFC women I ain't messing with.
Yeah, true.
Those are facts
Conor
right
McGregor,
there.
Nate Diaz, Adesanya, OSP. Like, I don't want no part of those guys. Like, you win. I'm a bitch. I'm good.
Okay, so you can clearly say you have no competitive bone in your body, Mister. I'm good. But
no, it's not.
Yeah, all right, Buck.
No.
Yeah.
So you guys, Jake Paul is a marketing genius right here. He has a YouTube channel, right? And once he calls out those guys, people are going to go to his YouTube. He's like, I wonder if this guy is really good as he says he is, right? And then so they're going to click on his videos. They're going to watch him, right? And like, who is the punk now for not taking the
because you know why?
Come on,
Jake Paul is just the white version of Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon tried calling out Eminem and all these other guys, and,
that was a great battle,
50 other rappers came out from behind the scenes and knocked him down, and Eminem didn't even have to say nothing. So that's what's going to happen to Jake Paul. Jake Paul's going to take a fight from, I don't know, name one, Ocho Cinco, and Ocho Cinco is going to knock him on his ass or something. He's not getting Conor McGregor. He's not getting a big name. You
have to tell me that this guy is not a marketing genius. What did the big baller brand
It's going to last a week. It's going to last a week because he's not going to get the cred. He's not going to get – Conor McGregor is not responding to you. Same way that Eminem didn't respond to Nick Cannon.
McGregor
did. He did.
McGregor did respond.
He did?
I
missed that then.
Like he basically said, "You aren't worth my time," but he did respond. So Conor McGregor heard Jake Paul and it spoke it out of his mouth. So therefore, he's gaining some clout. He's gaining a little bit of traction. This is the exact same thing that LeVar Ball did when said he could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. That the next thing you know, LeVar Ball was on ESPN talking about his big baller brand, selling those $200 shoes, saying my sons are going to be college athletes. They're going to be all in the NBA, right? I would not be surprised if Jake Paul is on a commentator to like one of these UFC fights or the boxing nights, simply because he called Conor McGregor out and he's getting all this clout. He's smart.
You know what? Floyd Mayweather responded to him too.
What did Floyd say?
Hold on. I'm going to it right now. But yeah, Floyd Mayweather responds to him. I think he basically told him, "You're not worth my time. Go fight Conor McGregor."
Me, like honestly, it is a win-win for Jake Paul. Like if they respond to even just like this, his name is coming out of their mouth, so their fan base is hearing that name Jake Paul, so they go and YouTube it. Jake
Floyd Mayweather. Hold on. Floyd Mayweather said, "These YouTube girls better find some Barbie dolls to play with because I'm not the one for kid games. 3 years ago, a fighter from the UFC said my name and I had to put a muzzle on that bitch. At Logan Paul, can I get the same treatment before I go conquer Japan again?"
Hey, first things first, I thought Conor McGregor beat Floyd.
A lot of people.
I did too. I did too. I did too.
I that's probably like the last
boxing
match
judges were never going to give.
No,
Floyd had to. McGregor
No.
had to finish Floyd in order for. Now,
Yeah,
my
McGregor-
question is how come Floyd won't go give McGregor the same opportunity and hop in the octagon?
Because he's scared. You're not going to. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're not stepping in the ring. You're not stepping in the octagon with Conor McGregor.
That is the same
unless
thing.
You're a UFC fighter. If
That's
you're
the
a
same
boxer,
thing about Joe.
You are not stepping in the ring or in the octagon with Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And I know he's flamboyant and he's got a loud mouth and everything like that. And, people hate him for it. But when it comes down to him in the octagon, you're not really messing with him. He's going to hurt you.
Yeah. So on that note, let's transition back to a little bit of reality here. We still got this fight night to talk about. We talked about the Hermansson versus Vettori. There is also a women's match on this card, man, that is looking really, really good, and I can't wait to watch it. Montana De La Rosa, who's no slouch in her own, is about to fight Taylor Santos. And Taylor Santos is a Brazilian monster. Like, remember how I said there are some females in the UFC I don't want to mess with? Taylor Santos is one of them. Taylor Santos is a beast. However, I think that if Montana can get her to the ground, because Montana's submission skills are second to none. She is a beast when it comes to getting you to tap. She's 8-1. I think she's 15-5 or 15-5 in her career. 8 of those are by submission. So this girl can do it all. She's also TKO'd a couple of opponents. So look, I think that Santos is probably the best at the 125-pound division. But I think Montana has the ability to upset her in this one. I really do.
I disagree. Santos, it's going to be hard to get her on the ground because she is quick. Very, very quick.
And some of the best takedown defense I've ever seen by
some of the best takedown defense. I don't think if you take her down, cool, but she gets right back up. De Los Santos, I don't think she stands a chance. I think she gets knocked out in the first round.
See, I think it's foolish to think she doesn't stand. She definitely stands a chance. I mean,
anybody stands a chance when you get an octagon, just like, in football, it's any given Sunday.
Well, if she gets her to the ground, I think it's over.
I just don't think she can get her to the ground. And if she does, and she tries to go for the submission to get it locked in on Santos, it's hard to do. She has some of the best takedown defense and ground defense that a woman has in the UFC.
Yeah. She's a beast, man. I love watching that girl fight. But I've also enjoyed watching Montana fight. She's no slouch, man. And look, as a Marine and as a proud veteran, I always root for the American fighters when I don't have a dog in the race. I do have my favorite fighters. Not all of them are from America, obviously, but when I don't have a dog in the fight, I just want to see a good fight. And in this one, man, I would like to see the upside. I'd like to see Montana go out there and be able to do some things. And I think that she can. I think she has the opportunity to do so.
She definitely does have the opportunity to do so, but like I was watching some highlights of the Santos fight right before the show, and her striking ability is probably best that I've seen in a female game. She gets a couple shots on Montana, and I think Montana is out for the count. It would not be surprising me if she TKO'd her.
I think it's going to be first round, if not early second round. I don't think this fight goes the distance. I really don't. Because
Santos had one of the best knockouts I've ever seen in the female division, man. I can't remember who it was she knocked out, man, but that was the first time I'd ever seen a female actually just like straight laid out. And so I can't argue with that. Santos is a beast. I mean, she's 16-1 for a reason, and her Brazilian jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. I think that Montana is the one that can figure it out and get her down to the ground. And when she gets her down to the ground, it's a completely different fight.
It is. And that I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Montana is going to lose this, because she relies too heavily on that ground game. And you're not going to be able to do that against Santos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was looking at this.
I think we all do.
What's going on, Connor?
I think we all want to see Paul's lights get knocked out. Hold on,
I want to see him beat
hold on.
Conor.
There's another fight on this.
You want to see him beat Conor? You shave that red beard off your face right now, sir. You do not talk about Conor McGregor like that. You get that. You know what? That's it. Time out.
Oh, I was about.
You are in time out, sir. You are in time out. You can't talk about Conor McGregor like you put some respect on that man's name. Not even R-E-S-P-E-C-T. R-E-S-P-E-C-K. Respect.
On his name. What's wrong with you, Buck?
What's wrong with me is I was very disappointed when he like beat up a school bus and like hit his wife and hasn't fought for like 3 years. He was on top of his game.
First of all, he took out a school bus because he was trying to get to the guy that was inside the bus who took out and injured his sparring partner. So yeah. I mean, he was upset and he was trying to defend his friends, much like I did to you. And then we had somebody,
Hey, I mean, did you not see that fight, Buck, when they rushed the octagon after Conor?
Oh man,
that was the Khalid fight, right?
It was so.
You
my
can't
God.
do that, and you cannot do something like that and expect there not to be consequences. It's like if all three of us were somewhere at a bar and someone comes and 3 dudes come and jump you.
But we can't talk about respecting Conor and then bring up that Khabib fight because Conor got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he did.
Speaking of Khabib,
Wait,
Nurmagomedov.
Hold on. You are forgetting about a fight on this card that you have just totally looked over.
What? Are you talking OSP
versus Jamal Hill?
I think I think that OSP is going to destroy this man. So I didn't there's really no point in talking about it. I mean, we could talk about if you just want to talk up OSP, we could talk up OSP. OSP is a beast, and OSP is going to destroy him. Jamal. That's just what he's going to do. No. Come on, man. OSP's a stud, bro.
Yeah,
OSP is a stud.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk.
I was watching some of the Hill highlights, and his highlights are not even as close to like OSP's just low lights. To be honest with you,
OSP is
he's been in the game for a minute, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 25
who
and
hasn't
14.
fought in a while that I want to see fight so bad?
Who?
Max Holloway.
Didn't he stop? He gave it up, didn't he?
No,
I thought Max Holloway was done.
I
thought he was. I could be wrong. But anyway, I mean, the other thing I wanted to get to tonight before we're done with the UFC stuff is Khabib Nurmagomedov, who is retired now, is trying to make MMA an Olympic sport. So I ask you, gentlemen, should MMA be an Olympic sport?
I do. I do think it should be an MMA sport. And here's why. Because you have these fighters from all over the world. And when they come in right now into the ring, they're already carrying flags. They're already representing their country. So why should this boxing is an Olympic sport?
Well, here's my question. The Olympics are usually 2 weeks long, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So how much time do they usually take off in between fights? I mean, if you fight, if you fight, especially in MMA, man, say you have a good 3-round fight where you're just dragging them out and you guys are really going at each other. You guys are both beat up and you win a unanimous decision. You got to go fight 2 days later? I mean that's where you're in trouble.
But I think that's why you have multiple fighters and it goes off of total wins. You know what I mean?
So you want to make it a team sport, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the problem that I have with that is like MMA is all of the fighting techniques rolled into one, right? So the Olympics already has karate, it has boxing, it has taekwondo, it has jiu-jitsu, right? Like they have all these fighting styles like already out there as a Olympic sports. If you would bring MMA in there, you would have to eliminate like 17 other fighting styles in the
No, I don't think you have to eliminate those. I mean, it's just it's called Ultimate Fighting Championship for a reason. It's all styles. You know what I mean?
It used to be a 1 day or 2 day event. Remember when UFC first started?
Yeah.
It was a bare knuckle event, and they went in it. I think they started on Saturday and ended on Sunday, and it was you went through a gauntlet, but I don't think you can do that in the Olympics. I'd like to see it. I mean, no doubt, I would watch. I would like to see it. Now, when I went through this rundown with you guys this morning, you had some interesting takes, Mike LeBlanc, about Khabib Nurmagomedov. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is not a thing in this world that would make me want to upset Khabib Nurmagomedov, because I've seen what he's done to some of the best talent in the world.
Yep.
So, sir, the floor is all yours, because there is no way I do not have your back on this one. I just don't.
You don't? You don't?
No. I'm gonna have your back, but I'm gonna have your way back here. That's
He's
what I'm
scared. He's scared. He's scared.
Yes, Khabib would murder the three of us at the same time while he was eating chicken bones.
So first of all, Combs, give a little backstory of like what is Mike's talking about, and then Mike can say what he said.
So Mike said that Khabib is scared. He says he's scared. That's why he retired. I don't know what he would be scared of. He beat everybody. I don't know who he would be scared of. I think Mike's out of his mind.
No.
I think Mike is like Jake Paul, and he's just trying to call a guy out.
No. Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz. How many times have we seen them fight?
Three times.
3 times.
Yep.
Poirier has fought opponents 2 or 3 times. Cowboy Cerrone has fought opponents 2 or 3 times. Yeah, okay, you can save the money, but at some point, you got to be, okay, you know what? I got the better of him that day.
Do you know why Khabib retired?
Because he told his dad or his mom, something like that once he did that, he would retire.
She said, I don't want you fighting without your father. It was your father's will to have you fight. You fought with him as your trainer your entire career. I don't want you to fight without him because I'm afraid something will happen. So he promised his mom that his last fight against, I believe it was Poirier, right?
Poirier.
And he beat Poirier, and he said, look, I will honor my mom's, and look, say what you want. He's a Muslim man, and they put family and all that. He's not coming out of retirement, and he's not scared, man. Everybody you're saying he's scared of, he didn't come close to losing. He didn't take any of them to a decision. He finished all of them. He finished the entire division. Like, he is not scared of anybody.
He's scared. So me and you fight.
You don't want that smoke.
You beat me, and I want to fight you again. You not gonna fight?
No. Why do I need to fight you again? I already whooped your ass once.
No. So you're not gonna give me the opportunity?
What do I got to prove?
Man, you're not gonna give me an opportunity as a man to redeem myself?
I gave you an opportunity as a man to earn my respect the first time, and you got your ass whooped.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't happen, but I'm just saying.
Oh, it would happen. You better have a steel chin, son.
This is a battle of 2 5'9" midgets right here.
Hey, I am 5'9" and 3/4, mister.
I'm 5'11", sir. Thank you.
Okay. Once you guys get up to my level, go ahead and let me know.
So he's got the height advantage and the weight advantage.
I probably got the reach on you too.
I've got the brain advantage.
That's absolutely false.
No, that's absolutely true, and you prove it every time we go live.
Crayons.
Are there any other fights that you guys are curious to watch on Saturday?
All of them. I mean, look, I
look what your son
watching.
Look what your son said.
Hey, Mike, just flex. They might run. Jesus fucking Christ. Do not encourage him, Junior. But no, so I like a lot of the fights that are happening on Saturday. You've got the OSP fight's going to be, I think OSP is going to dominate. Benitez and Justin James. Look, that's going to probably be one of the better fights that night. They're very evenly matched. I think Benitez is the better fighter, though. I think the women's match, the De La Rosa and Santos that we talked about, I think that's going to be the fight of the night. I really
think so. I think that definitely I would have liked to see the De La Rosa and Santos fight as the main card, honestly.
Well, then you got an interesting one in the prelims too. You got Topuria versus Damon Jackson. Damon Jackson's 18-3-1 in his MMA career, and Topuria is undefeated. So that's going to be another really good one. I'm surprised that that's actually in the prelim and not a main card fight.
I'm really intrigued to watch this John Allen fight. I've been watching some highlights of him, and I think John Allen has a little something in the tank. Like he can make a title run out. I think.
You think so?
I don't know if he can make a title run. I wouldn't say. I don't think he's title ready.
I'm not saying he's title ready.
He's going up against Dolise, who's undefeated as well.
Which
I think Dolise doesn't have that much experience. John Allen definitely has more experience in the UFC than Dolise, but I think it'll be a good fight. But I don't think Allen's ready to make any kind of title run right now.
What about Wyman and Levitt, man? Who you got in that one? Levitt's undefeated. Wyman's 16-9. Both American fighters. Both of them are very good wrestlers.
I hate watching wrestlers, honestly, but I think Levitt is a very good up and comer in the UFC. Wyman, he's hit or miss with Wyman. He comes in.
He was supposed to be a stud when he came up, and then he just kind of fell off.
He kind of fell off. I've got Levitt in this game. Or in this fight.
I would have to agree with that one.
Yeah, I'm going with Levitt in that one as well.
Yeah, he has the reach. He has the reach advantage and the ground
Levitt stays
advantage.
Undefeated. Yeah.
So for the main card, let's go through here before we have to sign off. So Hermansson or Vettori, Buck?
I'm taking Vettori.
Vettori? What about you, Combs?
Hermansson's a bad man. I'm Hermansson all day long.
I'm going Vettori I'm going Vettori strictly on the fact that Hermansson this is the third fighter he's had to prepare for. Historically, fighters that have to train for different fighters, and a fighter that's just stepping in historically usually wins the match. So I'm going to go with Vettori. So OSP and Jamal Hill. Buck, who you got?
I said earlier, OSP. He's a bad man.
That's a bad man. That is a bad man.
Yeah, I know Jamal Hill's undefeated, but OSP. OSP's been defeated 14 times, so he's definitely not invincible. But look, OSP's on the top of his game right now, and I think Jamal Hill suffers his first defeat at the hands of OSP.
Badly.
Yeah. Gabriel Benitez and Justin James. Buck, who you got?
I was kind of going back and forth on this one. Like I was watching the UFC show here previously, and I like Justin James a little bit more because of his takedown ability. I think he has a better takedown.
I think these are evenly matched fighters.
This is probably gonna be the best man's fight of the night.
This will be the best man fight of the night. I'm gonna go with Benitez in this one though.
Yeah, I'm going Justin James.
All right. So Montana and Santos. Combs, who you got?
I really think Montana. Man, this one's a tough one because if Montana can't get her to the ground, Santos is going to win this fight. But if Montana can get her to the ground, Montana's going to win this fight. I'm going to say she does it. I'm going to say Montana pulls off the upset. I'm going to go with it.
Whoa.
And just like I was saying earlier, Santos' striking ability is crazy. We've seen one of the best woman knockouts from Santos, and I think she's going to knock out Montana.
I do too. I think Santos wins this fight, and I think she knocks out Montana in the first or early second
round, huh?
Yep. All right, next fight up, we got Dolise and Allen.
Dolise. I'm taking Dolise in this one. I think Dolise stays undefeated. John Allen is a worthy opponent, But this Roman Dolise kid, man, he's a young up and coming. A lot of people don't know about him, but this guy is very well rounded. He's got very good takedown defense. He's got very good striking ability, very good takedown offense as well. I'm going with Roman Dolise in this one.
You can take all your takedown defense and offense all you want, but John Allen is going to strike him and strike him a lot. I mean, the experience from his striking ability, John Allen is going to strike him and just not have to worry about it after first round.
I think this fight is going to go the distance. I think this is going to come down to a decision. This is not going to be a knockout fight. It's going to go all 3 rounds. But I think Allen comes out as a winner in this one and wins it in a decision.
Yeah, we got a lot of undefeated fighters in this.
We do.
This card.
So Lenoir and I don't even know how to say this last name. Evloev.
Yeah, Movsar Evloev.
This is it's a featherweight fight, and these two are pretty evenly matched. Nate is 14-3. Movsar is 13-0. He's undefeated. Does Movsar stay undefeated?
Yeah. So, look, Landwehr is a very good striker. Very good striker. And Evloev is just well-rounded. I'm going to go with Landwehr to give Evloev his first loss. I think Landwehr knocks him out.
And I think Evloev wants to be on the ground, and he is going to take him to the ground early and just stay on top of him all rounds. It's probably a 3-round match if I'm not mistaken. So I think he stays undefeated and goes 14-0.
I agree.
You heard it here first, people.
I agree with Buck. This is going to be a fight that stays on the ground. This is going to be the boringest fight of the night.
Boringest fight?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, we'll only fight
Landwehr knocks him out.
But guys, that is going to be it for the Man Hour. Join us on Big X Sports Radio this Saturday, 9 a.m. We talk a little bit of college sports. If you guys love college sports, tune into BigXSportsRadio.com if you're not from the Louisville area. But check us out. Big X Sports Radio, 9 a.m. Saturday. Guys, any closing thoughts before we head out?
Yeah, I have one. Go ahead, Combs. It sounded like you got one. Go ahead.
If you can't take it, don't dish it.
Exactly what I was going to say. If you and stop going live on our page and crying because you got sand in your vagina. Cheers, fuckers.